Welcome to another episode of The Velvet Hammer.
And here we go.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me.
Words will never hurt me. Or, as Bambi used to say, if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all. Is that what it said?
This is advice I grew
Is
up
that
with.
Bambi?
Is it Bambi?
No, that was Thumper.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Thumper.
Yes.
Okay, Thumper said
told
it.
Bambi.
Did Bambi speak?
No.
Yeah, Bambi was silent.
Oh, Bambi was out. Thumper said it.
All right, so we're going to talk about
What are we talking about?
being insulted and how you respond. We're going to go way back and then talk about it from a lawyer's perspective.
Oh,
Yes,
okay. All right.
yes.
Were you insulted as a child?
Of course.
Okay, what's one insult that resonates with you?
4 eyes. I had glasses.
What?
I came back and it was like, first of all, I didn't get glasses until I was 8.
Do you wear contacts now?
Oh, I've always worn
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I didn't wear glasses until I was 8
Yeah.
with my, genius parents. The professor, the chemical engineer, became a lawyer. I mean, they didn't take me to go get my eye. I can literally remember being in the car and seeing that there were street signs that had things on them instead of just colors. That's how bad my eyesight was, how much they delayed it. But so anyway, I wore glasses from, grade school.
Okay.
And I can remember coming home crying to my mom. Like, coming home crying to my mom was never a strategy that was going to work, but it took me many years to figure that out.
I was going to say, from what you told me about your mom, I imagine the reception was a little cold.
Yeah.
Pretty much those were the advice words. Sticks and stones, there was no of the
Toughen up,
hugging,
Karen.
wiping
Life
my
is hard.
tears. It was just like, what are you complaining about? Go out there and sock them, or go out there and insult them back and find a better one. Find a better insult and give it back to them. Like, my mom was just like, in your face, do it fast, immediate. And when you're a kid, you're thinking like, your brain doesn't work that fast. You're like, okay, what's a bad thing I can say to someone else? But I want to hurt their feelings, but I don't. But they hurt my feelings, but maybe I'll hurt their feelings more. Maybe that won't be fair. Your little mind is thinking through all this stuff. You're getting this grown-up advice. Go back out there and stand up for yourself and shut them down, with words, not with raising your voice. And
Interesting.
that's how I grew up with insults. That was my role model for how to deal with insults.
Oh.
And I could see my dad, who was always insulted by my mom, who just ignored her, or would go down to the garage into his little cubicle and avoid her. So I could either walk away, or I could stand up and fight. Well, I mean, how I'm kind of wired. So
She created a fighter out of that.
yeah. So then as you get older,
Yeah.
you get quicker. And I'm going to make a little teeny segue. One of the real skills of being a lawyer is a quick comeback. It's the quick comeback. And you can't do that by writing it out. You have to, that was Christina on my phone, on my watch. You have to have that quick comeback.
Yeah.
Because you can't say, wait a minute, I'm going to go to my corner and think about an insult to give back to you. I'll be right back. Just hold it. I'll be right back. Let me just think about it. That doesn't work. You have to go boom, boom.
No, then you actually, if you try that, it's worse than when they've got another name to call you.
Well, there you go. So how do you come up with the wicked comeback? Well, you have to go quick.
Okay, so when somebody said to you, hey, 4 eyes, what would you say?
At least I'm smart.
Okay, so that was like the comeback. At least I'm smart.
I mean,
Yeah.
it
Something to
would be
say,
something that was denigrating to them right back.
But what you just did was accept their characterization of you as 4 eyes, and you said, but yes, I am a 4 eyes, but I'm smart. Do you see what you did?
Well, I wouldn't say yes, I'm a 4 eyes, because that would be like, that would mean that I was basically trying to pause everything, make time to repeat what they said, and then no, I don't validate it. I just take it and then go.
But
yes,
by
I hear
not responding to it, you've validated it.
Yeah.
Don't you want like the kid to say, hey, that hurts my feelings. Why would you say that? I mean, ideally, I wish I could go back.
Wait a minute. We're talking about how we actually were.
Okay, all right.
I'm telling you, there was no feelings involved in it for me. And my mom was just like, you go out there and you know.
Yeah.
If they hit you, you hit them back. And if they insult you, you insult them back.
Yeah, yeah.
My mom was literally an eye for an eye parenting. And that's how I was raised. And so there are some negatives about that. But there's also some positives when you get to lawyering. But one of the skills that I'm teaching my grandchildren,
yes,
which my daughter and son-in-law let me do, is I teach them the comeback. So we insult each other intentionally. It all involves poop and farts.
I know. I've seen these videos. They're hilarious.
It's like, you're poopy. No. Yeah, I'm poopy. You're a poopy farter. Your face farts. Your eyes fart. Your nose farts. Your belly button farts. You just look like a fart. I mean, and we are like, and they're laughing, and we're all laughing. And then Christina or Saul will say, okay, that's enough. You've been doing it for half an hour. But that quick comeback without even thinking about it, it doesn't have to be just insults, but that's the easy one, farts and poop.
Yeah. But it's also that you're leaving out, it's not just you two having conversations. There's also, there's like a lot of that being tossed back between the grandkids.
Of us now. There's 2 against 1. There's Sophie, Liam, and me.
Yeah.
And it's so fun. It's so fun. But it's actually skill building, which is to be able to have a quick comeback. Not necessarily for the insult. I'm not going to teach them that. Christina and Saul are not going to let me teach them that you should take an insult and go back and insult back. They're not going to, or if they hit you, you're going to hit them back. They're not going to teach the way that I was taught. And I'm not, but there's some interesting good things about it that I can take out. And then you and you.
Yeah.
I mean, we're starting at the origins, the kid part.
Yes.
What was the original way to deal with it? Because, okay, one more thing. When you're insulted, especially as a child, for me, I was taken aback. Like, that's mean. That hurts my feelings. Yeah. And I don't, you're kind of puzzled. Like, what am I supposed to do? Because you're a blank slate. Yeah. Me, I run to my mom. She says, insult him back, punch him. I'm like, okay. And then, so the instinct for me that was developed as a child was to depersonalize the insult and look at the person that's doing the insulting as the vermin. Like, that's just a vermin. I'm going to go get him. It is a form of self-preservation because you're not thinking, oh, there's a lot of merit to this.
Yeah.
You're thinking, well, that's a vermin, and I'm going to go after him. I still do it to this day, by the way. But let's talk about, that was me.
What about you, Mike? What about you,
Let's
Mike?
Go to Mike?
How did you do it?
Because Mo's stalling.
Yeah, I was going to say for me, it always goes back to this one instance, but that's kind of a combination of more than one time. But it was around 2nd or 3rd grade. I want to say 2nd grade. We just moved to Edmonds, well, more like kind of in between Woodway area, and we lived in at the end of a dead end private road essentially, and there were 3 houses that were along our road, and then there was one house that was kind of where the original road was, and the memory that I have is getting in a fight with 3 of the other boys who were from the house next door. I was in 2nd grade. I think one of them was in 4th grade. The other was in 5th grade. And the other was in 7th or 8th grade.
Gosh.
They used to tease me all the time. Different. I can't remember specific things that they called me, but they would tease me. Often they would say, I remember them saying sexual stuff that I didn't know what it was and teasing me because I didn't know what those things were. Or because I was smaller than them, or because they thought I was dumber than them or something like that. So one day they were taunting me outside my house, and they started pushing me and knocking me down to the ground and all kind of like surrounding me and beating me up. And my dad came out, and they all kind of stopped for a second. He was like, what's going on? He came up to me. He's like, you can't let them you have to kick the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he said it that way, but it was something
Basically,
like that.
yeah.
You got to fight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm pretty small at this time. It's 3 against 1.
We had the same parent.
What's that?
We had the same parent.
Yeah. But the thing is, for me, is my dad wasn't a fighter. He wanted me to be a fighter.
But he wasn't a fighter.
But he wasn't a fighter.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was a small guy.
Yeah.
So he didn't
defend
chase
me.
them off?
Nope. I got the shit kicked out of me while he stood there and watched.
Oh my God.
That's one of my earliest memories of when my parents did something where I was like, how could you do this to me?
My bad mom looks like a good mom compared to your dad.
Yeah.
No offense, but
Yeah.
that's, I mean, I got chills just even imagining that.
That's
Like,
terrible.
It's horrible.
And it's not that my dad is a horrible person. He's done better things. But
Yeah.
that was an early memory of like, and it's not like I ended up broken or anything like that, but I got beat up and defeated by 3 other people when I was really small and I couldn't defend myself because it was overwhelming. A normal person might have, in that situation, might have said, you get to fight one at a time or something like that.
Yeah.
He didn't do any of that. I just got the shit kicked out of me. And that was when I learned that you got to fight as hard as you can whenever they're doing that. And that's what I've done ever since then.
So
Really?
So if someone
Until I got done fighting.
Until you got done
And that's
fighting.
when you realize that no matter how much you want to fight them, you have to just stand above it.
But the event really shaped how you
Oh, yeah.
dealt with conflict.
What it did more than anything else was make me always project
rage.
rage.
Interesting.
So when did you get that? How long did that last for?
Still today.
Okay, well,
I mean,
And I'm not saying that I always there were plenty of
get
times when I was in high school, I got beat up by bigger guys in football. I mean,
Yeah.
it's always been something. But the thing about it is that you don't stop fighting.
That's right. What's interesting is that when you have this air about you, like you don't bullshit. You're not a bullshit guy, and you're not a guy you screw around with. But you get that sense, even though we're
Which is what I've always thought was funny because my dad, I can remember my dad when he was older and I'm living here in Seattle telling me, like when I used to play, Pioneer Square was like, during the 90s was kind of like the hub of a lot of the music scene in Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
And they had, all the clubs were kind of together. You could pay one entry fee and you could go to like 6 or 7 clubs. One of his friends was down in the Pioneer Square area and had gotten mugged.
Yeah.
Like a couple guys came up behind him and his wife, hit him in the back of the head, knocked him out, took their stuff and left. He told me this, like, you're down there all the time. You got to be careful. Let me tell you, I've only been in 2 physical interactions with anyone on the street when I was walking that were uninvited. People don't do that to me. And it's always been that way. And I'm not the biggest guy by
no,
any means.
you have a presence. There.
Yeah. But I'm also not afraid. I mean,
Yeah.
when I come out, I protect people. Like that's what it's done to me.
Yeah.
Is that I want to protect my friends always. So if somebody was going to attack you guys, I'd go right in front, no matter how many people it is.
when you went back and told us a story about that really kind of the hallmark incident for you, I mean, how did that make you feel?
Oh, every time I think about it, it makes me, I mean, it's one of the reasons that I have had problems with my father my entire life. It's like I can, like I said, I'm a visual person. I can still see that. I can, right now while I'm talking to you guys, I can see it in my head.
Yeah.
And it's always there. I mean, I don't think about it that much anymore, but God, I used to a lot. When I was younger, it was always in my head, And then I didn't ever really think about what it did to me until I was much, much, much older. And that's when I started defusing myself a little bit.
Yeah.
Took a long time. It's also knowing those situations where you, even though it seems like something that you got to do, you don't do anything. Like verbal ones that you're talking about, Karen. I don't fight that way as much because often
As much.
often it's not. Yeah, it's true. But it's like raising it to physical. I don't do that unless somebody else starts that. Like,
Yeah.
you don't ever be the one that starts it.
Don't throw the first punch. Yeah.
Well, especially because I know I can take a punch from pretty much anyone. I've taken some pretty hard
Pretty hard
punches.
ones.
All right,
I
Mom.
mean, maybe not UFC boxers or something like that, but
Yeah.
All right. You got to go back.
I mean,
I know you're going to be worse than mine.
it's not going to be worse than yours, man. I mean, that's tough seeing your dad do that. Just stand by and watch. For me, you got to understand, like, I immigrated here. So it was like a lot of the challenges I faced were cultural, like trying to figure out how to speak the language, trying to fit in. So I got made fun of because I was just different.
Yeah.
Like, immediately out of the gates, I was made fun of. And the first place we lived was in Pearland, Texas, which was a suburb of Houston, which is a very conservative suburb of Houston. And I was there in that school, elementary school, and they wanted me to learn the national anthem. I went and learned it in my broken accent. And then I come into class and trying to recite it. And then they asked me to do the Texas state anthem, and I couldn't do it. And I remember all the kids making fun of me. And so in contrast to like going home and I never told anybody.
Okay, but wait.
But,
That's just general. I mean, make it personal. Tell us an insult.
I mean, that was personal. I mean, it was personal that
Give us an example.
you know, gosh, there's so many. Like any of the just traditional things you would say to somebody from the Middle East who can't speak English that well, I kind of don't want to say them. I mean,
Okay.
they're
I
really
got it.
really hurtful.
Yeah, so they were racial.
Yeah, they were racial. They were, language focused, culture focused, intelligence focused.
Got it.
And so it just,
That's good enough. I mean, I just wanted you to be a
yeah.
little bit more specific.
And so I think that for me, it was like, I never like went home and I said, what do I do, Mom? Like nobody was there, I just swallowed
I didn't do that
it.
either.
I swallowed it.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
I swallowed it, and
I
then
was hoping that
You were hoping one of us
there
would
was going
say,
to be some diversity in response.
Yeah.
Fight, swallow.
yeah, I mean, I took it, and then what I did was I was like, I got to change. I got to learn the language. I got to lose my culture. Otherwise, this is never going to stop. Like, I have to change. So I went and worked very hard to learn the language. I went and worked very hard to lose the accent.
I know you sound like you're from Brooklyn.
I know. But like it's just like
it's better than sounding like you're from Texas.
yeah, it's better than that. But it's that kind of stuff. You got to just do it because I adapted, and but I will say this, like that has with me, that's how I am. But when it came to like watching other people get insulted, I'm a totally different person.
But I didn't ask about that.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you,
Yes.
because we're going to go on to like how this is developed.
Yeah.
I've stayed pretty similar. Mike stayed pretty similar. Do you still swallow all the insults?
I think I laugh at myself. It's easy for me to laugh at myself.
See, I don't think so. I think that you're being too light here.
I know I'm being too light
Because
here.
I
Because I don't want to talk about this.
Because I believe
this is not comfortable.
I believe that if you've been insulted, who's going to come out?
Ruthless Mo comes out.
Ruthless Mo.
He does come out.
I mean, if I was to say something rude to you, I mean, seriously rude to you, like, Mo, you just aren't all that. What you're going to do is you potentially may not come at me right then.
No.
But you will, and you won't swallow it. If you might close your mouth
Yes.
and hold it in there, but you're not going to swallow it.
No.
And then you're going to figure out how to destroy me.
I mean, destroy is a big word. I don't know about destroy, but I will say this. If It depends. Okay. All right. This is honestly very uncomfortable for me to talk about because, but I will talk about it.
Okay, but you
It
don't
depends.
have to.
It depends on the person.
Hold on.
But it depends on the person.
But I don't want to cross any lines.
You're not crossing any lines. I think
Well, I am crossing lines.
Well, you're not.
But you have to agree to it.
Agree to what?
Are you agreeing to this topic?
I'm agreeing to this
Okay.
topic. Yeah.
I just want to make sure here.
Yes, I do agree to talk about it, but it depends on the person. If you Karen, threw an insult at me,
Which I do all the time.
all the time, it's that our relationship is such that I don't become that person.
I don't intentionally insult you.
No.
Well, sometimes just to get a rise out of you.
But part of like being insulted by somebody who you trust is different than being insulted by somebody who's just a bully.
If you trust them, they're not insulting you for the sake of insulting. I'm only talking about when you are being insulted. But the intent is to insult you, and that's the topic of today. So I've never insulted you with the intent of demeaning you.
No.
But many people do. So we're going to move forward out of our childhood and just talk about some instances of being insulted. And for me, I'm going to talk about being insulted as a lawyer. What that looks like. How many people have done it? Countless.
Yeah.
Countless people have insulted me. And there's always a way to get them back. Either immediately, it's the rare occasion when I won't insult back, but there's times that I will, specifically when I'm in lawyer mode, because the best interest of my client has to come as number one. So I may take that insult and think, I'm not going to respond to it right now because I think I can use this in the future. And this is what I'm going to do with it. And I've done that before, like a lawyer insults me, maybe on the record. So I now have an exhibit that I can use in a motion in the future with a judge. Mm-hmm. I've done that. But normally, if we are getting into it, I will handle it right then and there. But if I'm on the record, I got to do it in a way that doesn't look like I just punched them in the face. So, for example, and I also use people that are going to insult me, I will use that to my advantage. I will just let it. So here's an example. You're in deposition against a defendant or a witness or an expert who is just looking at this little girl lawyer in front of them.
Yeah.
And going. So the expert, I'm going to often, one of the best roles that I can play is, guess what? The dumb little girl lawyer. What? Really? Can you please explain? I don't understand. And they will just go, and they will let their guard down because they're talking down to the little girl lawyer, thinking like, oh my God, she's so dumb. And I can play that role all day long.
And they don't even see it when you stab them.
Look at how old I am. I still do it.
You do this.
I do it all the time.
You do act like a
And a lot of time I'm doing it because I want to do something in trial with it. You'll never see me break the character through the whole deposition.
Yeah.
And there's other times when it's just a moment in time. I just want to do that.
Yeah.
But everyone's going to fall for that. And there's a lot of insults that go along with that.
There is. Well,
But don't you think your skin has thickened over the years that make it easier to ignore that stuff so that you can play the longer game of getting them back?
Well, so the thing is, my skin, I don't know how thick my skin is, but it's the way that they're the vermin. Like, they're vermin, I don't care. They can say whatever they want. Now, sometimes they'll pierce me. Like the guy that said, no wonder you're getting divorced. No wonder your husband's divorced. That pierced me at the moment for a minute until I was able to reframe it as the vermin and then go. But I don't know how much thick skin it is versus maybe that's how I have the thick skin is I reframe it.
That's my point. Like over time, you learn, I guess where I'm going with it is what you described is the same thing that I do a lot of times in these situations. The play dumb thing works really well because people get themselves diffused and think that they're superior. But you don't react for a long time.
Yeah.
You keep that facade up, and then when they don't realize it, they're already defeated.
Yeah.
But I think that's what I was talking about. As I got older, I stopped. I mean, in my mind, I was reacting quickly, but I didn't manifest that reaction. I just kept it inside and then file it away. One of the therapists that I had said that people like me, he's like, you have a list, don't you? And it goes back to when I was a kid of people that I would like to get back.
And so, and I'll give you a turn more, but my mother did not teach me the strategy. She just said, go back and sock him or go back and insult him. And in fact, in her life, that's kind of how she was. She was not as thoughtful. It was her habit. For me, I'm very strategic. So, and in the moment, I'm willing to, be there in the moment to see it how it happens. I don't hold a grudge like Mo. He's got like a list. You have a list. I'm only gonna hold it for as long as I need it, specifically for law.
Yeah.
Most other people, I don't want to hold any negative. I'm just one of those people. I just don't want it in my body. I don't want to hold a grudge against anybody. I just want to let it go. But in law, where you're in warfare, I'm holding on to it and waiting. And there's a couple people that have insulted me, publicly. Like they talk about you behind your back, you find out. And that you have to hold on to because they didn't insult you to your face. And so you weren't able to go back at them. And you have to figure out like how am I going to eventually be able to address this with them? I also believe heavily in karma, that they're going to get their own. So I don't have to be the executioner of, neutralizing the insulter, the vermin, as I call it. So I'm pretty strategic about it and pretty passionless to a lot of the time. A lot of the time I'm pretty passionless. It's the people that talk about me behind my back that I can't get at yet that I'm more passionately upset about. Look at Mo laughing at me.
I'm not laughing. I'm smiling.
What do you think?
Well, I don't have a list. I do not have a list. I do have a tattoo. And my tattoo reflects how I deal with not only the insults, but by the adversity of life, because to me, these experiences are just adversities. My tattoo says, "Time is my vengeance." That is exactly what it says. And I got it a very long time ago, decades ago. And to me, I think that it's how I use my time in response to what is being done to me that will ultimately be my vengeance. It's not like getting somebody back. I really do believe in karma. I think that people who are unkind are going to experience unkind things in their lives, and they're going to bring in things into their lives that's going to cause them a great deal of consternation. I think that people who are kind are going to have the opposite experiences. And, there was a person, I don't want to identify them, but that did something incredibly harmful.
To you?
Yeah. And I remember them talking to me and me having the opportunity in like a very mature place to respond to what they had done. And I remember saying something to them, and I remember as I said it to them, terrified them. Like I could see that like their eyes got terrified. I said that. Wait,
you got to do the ruthless Mo.
It wasn't ruthless Mo. It was a very calm, relaxed, kind of direct. I said, at some point, you're going to come to the end of your life, and you're going to be laying there, and your life is going to be coming to its natural end. And at that point, you're going to start to have memories, and your life is going to flash in front of your eyes. And you're going to remember this conversation. What I'm going to tell you right now will happen. The shadows are going to come and visit you. All the darkness that you have pushed out into this world is going to come visit you and is going to place a terror into your heart as you breathe your last breath.
It's a pretty good one.
And that is what is going to happen to you. And I got up and I walked away. And as I looked them in the eye, they realized that as if I spoke to them like I was in touch with some heavenly spirit, that I was able to summon that spirit to say that to them, because in my heart, I knew that to be so true. That's my vengeance. Time always will solve all things. So that's what I believe.
It's funny that you say that, Mo.
This is an uplifting
funny that
episode.
Well, you said, I was like, this is uncomfortable, but I'm going to give it to you. Okay? You guys want to know.
Well, yeah, no, I was going to say it's interesting because time is my vengeance. It's a good one. I guess on my side for that, I never did get this tattoo, but I did some research at one time about the Todd family crest and the Todd motto.
Yeah.
The Todd motto is, "It behooves us to live." And it's always been something that, like, when I read that, I thought it was very interesting because I've always had that drive to survive, no matter how badly I was treated or how bad I felt or, that kind of thing. And there have been times where I've been in very dark places that I've still made it out of because of that.
Yeah.
I didn't learn that phrase until recently. I mean, This was like when I got my last tattoo was when I was thinking about this, and I was like, oh, I wonder if there's this. And I looked back and I saw this thing, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. This thing's kind of cool because, where the name came from and stuff like that all brings stuff. I was like, I want to get something that has meaning.
Yeah.
And that's where I found that phrase. But it's similar, I feel. It's like the yin to the yang of your statement.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Well, this is not a self-help program. I can't help us be
No,
any better
this
at
is
getting
we're not finding solutions.
We're not finding solutions.
There's no solutions here. If you guys are waiting till the end of this program to hear like the top 10 list of how to deal with insults, no. You're only going to hear our dysfunction.
You're only going to hear fight 'em or flight 'em.
Fight or swallow.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, that's all for today.
Until next time.